do you know what? I have noticed some trends on Instagram that are really starting to bug me. It's got me thinking about, why do certain trends bother me so much? Why am I so triggered by trends? So that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how you don't need trends for authenticity. I want to talk about why certain trends give me the absolute ick and why certain trends are okay. Like, what is the difference? So I want to talk a bit about, I want to have a look at the psychology behind trends. So what kind of trends am I talking about? So for me, like the trends that really give me the ick are social media trends. Now, I'm not opposed to a trend, okay? I just want to get that, I just want to clear that up. I'm not anti-trend. And if you saw my social media, my Instagram a couple of weeks ago, then you would have seen that I jumped on a trend myself. There was an audio that really resonated with me, which was the lady singing, "I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a," that one. And that really resonates with me. You guys have listened to me long enough to know that I've suffered with worrying about what people think about me, and I've done a lot of work around that. So that really resonated with me. So I used it. But I am sick to the back teeth of seeing that Four Non Blonde song. Let me get it up. I was going to sing it, but this one. Now, I love this song. Maybe it's because it's being ruined. Like, I'm fed up of seeing that one. I don't even see the point in it, to be honest, but whatever. And the other one I'm sick of seeing. Have you seen any of the public apology where, I don't know, influencers or businesses, whatever, make out they've got a public apology and it draws you into reading it? I thought the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, what's going on here then? But I've seen it fucking millions of times now and it's doing my head in. But they're making out they've got a public apology, and then it actually goes on to telling you something that they've done that is good, which fine. But it's like, what's the point? Maybe I am due on actually, but I don't know why I'm getting so riled by all of this. But it's made me want to dig a little bit deeper. So I want to look at the psychology behind it. So why do trends even exist? So as us humans, we are wired to feel safer when we see lots of people doing the same thing. You only need to go back to COVID days I don't even need to go into anymore. But do you remember when, I will go into it a bit more, but do you remember those first panicked couple of weeks and all you saw on the news was people panic buying toilet roll, and then there was a shortage of toilet roll. But when we see lots of people doing the same thing, it signifies that it's acceptable. It signals that we won't be judged. And a lot of the time, especially with social media, it says that we will be rewarded for joining in. So I just want to think about a few different trends that either you might follow or that might bother you. I'd love to know, by the way. So earlier on, I asked ChatGPT to give me a couple of examples of trends that my listeners might either be freaked out by or they might follow because they either feel like they have to be accepted or because they genuinely want to. Like I said, there's no judgment. I'm not anti-trend, but it's just got me intrigued. So the first thing it said was confidence coaches dancing. Now, obviously, as I've just said, I did that one last week. That's genuinely probably the first trend I've ever jumped on. But that's because it resonated with me. I feel like I'm justifying it now. But you know, like when you see the same people lip syncing everything, but then you also have influencers sharing their smoothies and their perfect skin and yoga and their like super neat planner. Those are trends. And a lot of people do it because other people are doing it. Other trends might be like morning routine trends or like wellness and spiritual trends such as crystals or full moon, new moon rituals. Like I said, it's okay if you're into that kind of thing. It's okay if you're not into that kind of thing. And then you've got like manifesting trends, you've got like breath work, cold plunges. Do you remember last year where there was people sharing? I mean, there was on my feed anyway. I was seeing people sharing their cold dips every day for like 100 days or something like that. And then we've also got trends like around your career maybe. So like the boss babe, girl boss trend, the hustle culture. If you're a mum, then you might see like the perfect mum morning routine on your social media. You might see like the mum guilt videos. Then we've got the menopause and wellness trends like supplements, hormone hacks, the fitness programs. Like all of these things can be amazing, but a lot of the time it just puts pressure on people. So hopefully you've managed to think of a trend that you either follow, maybe you feel the pressure to follow it, maybe you genuinely want to follow it, maybe you get pissed off by seeing it all the time. Let me know. Okay, so we've said about humans being wired to feel safer. It's like social proof, but it also gives a sense of belonging a lot of the time. It creates a sense of we're doing this together, we're in this together. And again, go back to the COVID days, that can build like a community. It can make you feel a part of something. And actually, for some, it can feel like conforming. And that's kind of the way that I went during the COVID times. Like, not saying I'm a rule breaker, but I did question, like, why am I conforming to all of this? And I decided what I did and didn't want to conform with. It's probably the best thing that came out of the whole COVID years for me, is like, it made me wake up to actually, do I want to do this or do I feel like I have to do this? But going back to the trends, you've then also got like a fear of missing out sometimes. It makes you feel like you're getting left behind sometimes if you don't keep up with something. If you feel like everybody else is doing it, you might feel worried that you are getting left behind. So if you've ever felt like that, then maybe that's why. Maybe it's because trends have triggered that feeling in you. Now, for me, there's something about certain trends. Now, like I said, I haven't got anything against trends. And there's certain trends that I like to take part in. But on the whole, I think when I realise I'm being annoyed by trends, there's just something that just doesn't feel right. There's something that makes me feel like I don't want to follow the crowd. I don't want to do things just because everybody else is doing it. It's not that I think I'm too good for trends. It's that I feel more like me when I'm not following a trend, when I'm not following the crowd. A lot of my journey, should we say, it did begin during COVID. A lot of that journey was working on self-expression and learning to be comfortable being me, being who I am. So some people love trends, and that's totally fine. That's amazing. Some people thrive in that energy. But I just want to say, if you don't, that's fine as well. You're not wrong for not wanting to follow trends. You're not behind. You're not missing anything. You are doing you. But some people genuinely love trends. People, think how TikTok blew up during COVID. I'm talking about COVID an awful lot today, aren't I? But think about how TikTok blew up, all those dancing trends on TikTok. And, some people love that. Some people love the playfulness. They enjoy feeling a part of something. They love the fun and the novelty of it. Some people gain confidence from it. And if you think about it, like, trends give us that predictability that, again, we are wired for predictability, to know what is safe. None of that is right or wrong. It's just the way it is. But for me, I think the reason why trends, and like, let's think about these trends in particular that I said about at the beginning. These trends bug me because I deeply value authenticity. And I think, like, I genuinely don't want to do something unless it really means something to me. So that is why I did the I don't give a fuck anymore one, because that genuinely meant something to me. Like, that one in particular, I was like, as soon as I saw that audio, I saved it and I was like, I have to do something with that. Because, okay, so every time I do belief coding on myself, it always comes back to that fear of judgment. I've always been very outspoken about this. The fear of judgment, worrying about what people think about me, comparing myself to others. So every single time I do belief coding on myself, which is amazing that I can do that. It's absolutely amazing. Every time I make sure I code in, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about me. And I do not mean that in a way that, and I explained this to somebody the other day, actually. I don't mean that in a way that I walk around not giving a fuck what other people think. Obviously, that's not true. I am an empath. I give a massive fuck how people feel. I don't walk around not caring what other people are going through. Of course, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, I'm not going to let what other people think about me hold me back anymore. Like, that is a choice I have made. That's what it means to me, is I'm not going to worry about what people think anymore. But that's why I did that one. It meant something to me. Going back to what I just said about, comparing myself to others. If I jump on a trend, especially a social media trend that everyone's doing, I then start comparing myself to other people. I'm not going to be able to do it as good as them. I would rather do something in my own way because I want to do it, not because it's a trend, unless it really means something to me. And another reason why I don't like to jump on social media trends all the time is because, like, these trends move in and out so quickly. I like my message to be consistent. So following trends doesn't necessarily fit with me. And actually, even thinking about it, even with fashion, like, whilst I love fashion, which is a trend, obviously, I prefer the kind of fashion that will last me like at least 5 years. I don't like to follow like a really high trend that is only going to be fashionable for a year. Then I can't wear it the following year. Well, I can if I'm not trying to keep up with the trends. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I prefer things that last. I like the longevity. That's the right word, isn't it? I like the longevity that comes with doing my own thing. Because the thing is, following trends or keeping up with trends can often feel like you are speaking somebody else's voice, delivering someone else's message, wearing somebody else's style, and living an identity that isn't yours. And again, as I've shared so many times, I've done so much work around my throat chakra, which is all about authenticity. It's all about feeling comfortable in your own voice, with your own opinions, which is very much trend based, I guess. Like, if you are not a trend follower, then you are using your own voice. You are speaking your own mind and following your own or making your own trends. So now I just want to have a look at why doing your own thing, as opposed to following trends all the time, doing your own thing is a superpower. So having the confidence to do things your own way, whether that is fashion, whether that is social media, whether that is politics. Politics is a big thing. Like, having the confidence to do your own thing means that you attract people who get you people who respect your authenticity. If you are following trends, if you are, I feel like I'm criticizing people who follow trends, and I'm genuinely not. What I'm trying to say is, if you want to do a trend because you genuinely want to do a trend, that's brilliant. If you are doing a trend because everybody else is doing a trend and you feel like you've got to keep up with people, then of course you're going to attract the wrong people. And that, the wrong people in love, life, relationships, friendships, career, and your business, like whatever that is. I just think doing the work to feel comfortable doing your own thing. And yes, of course, that can be uncomfortable sometimes. And it does mean that we potentially will end up pushing people away. I know I've done that before, where I have started to be more comfortable in myself, and the people that were very close to me no longer felt comfortable around that version of me, that real version of me. And that's not their fault. It's because, they didn't necessarily see an awful lot of that side of me before. But you become real. You become you. So I just want to remind you, as we come to the end today, I just want to remind you that you don't have to be trendy to be successful at whatever that is, in your career, in your relationship, in your friendships, in life in general. You don't have to be everywhere doing everything to grow. And when I say grow, I mean developing yourself. Your next level doesn't come from doing what everybody else does. It comes from trusting your own path and standing in that power, using your own voice, doing your own thing. And don't get me wrong, if a trend feels fun, have fun, play with it. If it feels stressful, leave it. If it feels misaligned, trust that. And if it feels empowering, then enjoy it. There's no right or wrong as long as you know why you're doing it. So whatever your relationship to trends is, honor it. Like your true relationship, honor it. So if you feel a little bit grossed out by them, then maybe question why you're doing it, or why it grosses you out. Do whatever feels true to you in your heart. That is the kind of alignment and authenticity that really truly builds confidence. So on that note, I just want to invite you to a session that I'm holding on Saturday. Now, I'm leaving this a little bit late. Surprise, surprise. I'm leaving this a little bit late to announce it. I mean, I did only just decide it the other day. So this is a bit of a off the cuff session that I'm holding on Saturday. But, I just said about growth and next level. On Saturday, I'm actually holding a session for creating safety for your next level self. Now, whatever that next level self is to you, whatever it is that you are stepping into next or stepping up to next, whatever it is that's holding you back, that's what we're going to be exploring. And that is what we're going to be creating safety around. So if that feels like that's something that you would like to join, then I'd love to have you there. If you are listening to this in real time, I'd love to have you there on Saturday. It's at 3 p.m. UK time. If you are not listening to this in real time and you're listening back, then it is available in my membership. So for every group session that I do, I also do a recorded version, which is uploaded to my membership. So if you're listening back and thinking, damn, I wish I was on that, then you can do it back in your own time. But the only way to go back and do it in your own time is through my membership. So, and the link to that is in my show notes. Any questions? Obviously, my email is always open. My DMs are always open. Slide in to my DMs. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. I don't know how this is all going to sound. It might all sound very hormonal, and I am potentially coming on. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to come across, but we'll wait and see. Sending you so much love, and I will see you next week. Bye.